Hello and welcome to Launerin's Gamerscore and welcome to Dauntless. I've been playing this game an awful lot and I thought I'd just jump back into it for you guys and talk you through some of the systems in there. So let's jump right in. Okay, so to start with, I am just going to talk about some of the stuff that is available to everyone. So once you've completed a few missions and unlocked a few things, you could start to create potions and things like that to assist you when you're in battle. These range from full-on airstrikes coming down on an area of effect. That's only really useful against the behemoths that stay in one place. Increased stagger damage, reducing hits, damage, even reducing damage, increasing damage, life drains, and increasing stamina. As you can probably tell, I go for the reducing damage and increasing stamina regen, because they seem to play to my playstyle. I might start looking into the other ones at some point. But for now, they're the ones that I use. So over here, each of your weapons and armor has slots on it that you can put cells in to improve and give you bonuses. So the middleman over here will combine said cells to make them better. We'll just speed that one up a little bit. Just so, there we go, thank you, there we go, just so I can show you how it works. So essentially you take two of your cells, you can basically choose any two. I'm going to try and find, there we go, we'll combine 2 of the 9 lives one, because that'll make it a better 9 lives cell, whereas if you choose 2 different ones, it's a 50-50 chance which one it will turn into. So there we go, that's them doing that. So that's how you improve your cells and make your weapons better and give yourselves better special abilities. Over here we have grenade crafting as well. Again, there's different varieties. I tend to stick with the barrage grenades unless I remember to swap them out for the others, which I don't tend to remember, which is why I have loads of those and barely any of those. The transfusion grenades I don't tend to use at all though. So then also over here we have the repeater crafting. So this is your ranged attacking, your pistols and things like that. Each one has a barrel for each element, which you can upgrade when you get specific items from the behemoths. And then you have the grips, which give you better special abilities. The bore chambers, again, they give you better special abilities. That one I can upgrade. I'm not going to though. I'm just going to save those materials. And then you have a prism that goes in there as well, which gives you another ability as well that you can use.
Don't delay, Slayer.
And then you've got a lot of very nice kind of scenery. There's this lady here. I'm not really sure what she does at the moment, other than give you
farewell and
different quests. I don't know whether she's going to start doing other things. Okay, so the weaponsmith.
What can Wills do for you?
Basically, for every different type of behemoth, there is a different weapon, be it sword, hammer, chain blades, axe, or a war pike. We'll just go through the swords just for simplicity's sake. So for each one, you basically get parts of the behemoth and use those parts to make the weapon, and then that's charged with the element of that specific behemoth and is more effective against the opposite alignment element even. So yeah, there's lots of different options. Each weapon, and this kind of goes across the board as well, each weapon does have its own special ability, some of which have unique effects tied into them as well. And it's not a case of, if we just go back up to the top, so there's the Nasher one there, which is basically one of the first ones that you unlock. So that's got the +1 Rage Hunter ability, but then it's all the same for the Nasher one. I'm pretty sure it's... Okay, maybe I'm wrong then. I thought that it was different for each weapon regardless of whether it was a... regardless of the element that it represented. I thought that each Nasher weapon had a different special ability, but I was wrong, and now I sound foolish. Anyway, same thing applies for your armor. Each behemoth that you defeat, you gain parts from, and then you can use those parts to create armor for yourselves, and then upgrade it as well by gaining the elemental crystals and parts of each of the behemoths. And then as you get to the higher levels, like this one here, you need rarer parts, and you need the dull arc stones as well, which can only be got through fighting dire behemoths, and occasionally the other ones drop them as well.
Watch your back out.
And then finally, the other thing that is available in town is the lantern shop. So again, the same thing. Collect parts of a behemoth, they'll create a lantern for you. Each lantern has its own special abilities, whether it be an instant one or a you hold down the button and it generates like extra damage and things like that, or speed, and attack speed and things like that. I tend to go with Skarn's Defiance because it gives me a nice beefy health shield and does a lot of damage to enemies when I'm nearby them, which I seem to do an awful lot. So what we will do, since I am in the correct armor, we will just quickly jump into a Radiant raid and fight Volumir, because I still need, I think I need a few parts to create some of their weapons.
Wills is at your service.
Yeah, there we go. I still need Apocalypse Horn, so I'm aiming for the face with that one. And Unstable Tail Spikes, so I'm aiming for the back with that one. So while we're just waiting for that to start up, I'm just going to quickly run through the mastery system. So the mastery system's fairly simple. It looks quite confusing to start with. What we'll do is we will just switch to the repeaters. So, for example, when you complete different tasks with the repeaters, you get rewards and some bonus experience to go towards your Slayer level. As you can see, I used the repeaters quite a lot, and I'll be using them in this next fight as well. Oh, okay. I'll say I've used them quite a lot. I've used them 32 times. It feels like a lot more. And then for each of the repeaters, then you have the barrels, which also have their own kind of mastery system to give you more experience, etc. And then that goes that's the same for all of the weapons as well. You kind of do damage, expose parts, break parts, use them, and that's just generally how you do that. And then you have the behemoths themselves. If you hunt a particular behemoth wearing the armor you've created from them, that gets you experience as well. I'm going to have to hurry this along. I've got 20 seconds till it takes me into the next screen. Staggering and wounding behemoths and breaking their parts, and then each one has their own thing to complete them with. So let's jump into Launerin. Alright, so this screen, it kind of indicates how easy or hard this battle's going to be. So you have your weapon power and your armor power on the right hand side, and what weapons to use and what armor to use. You have the threat level, the type of behemoth it is, everything is all there, including some hints as well appear down the bottom to let you know what to look out for in this particular fight. So umbral weapons and radiant armor, so that means I've got my umbral Ostian repeaters with the twilight barrel in there as well, and then I've got my radiant armor, which I have changed the colour of slightly because I don't like it to look the same as everybody else's. Oh yeah, I think the one on the left hand side is your standard armor colour there. Okay, so this particular battle is probably going to be quite difficult because I didn't realise coming in that 3 out of the 4 of us have all got the repeaters. So let's see if we can track down this behemoth and why are you saying it's over there? So yeah, you've got the flare system, which is basically used to indicate things to people. Oh, there it is. Here he is, look, and then let's see if we can break this horn off his face. Oh, he's teleporting. Where are you? Where are you gone? There you go. Okay, right. Ow. There we go. So I've activated my lantern power and I'm getting all up in his face now. So each time a yellow number pops up, that's your break damage. So that just lets you know that you're dealing damage that's going to break a part. So as long as I keep hitting, there we go, keep hitting in and around his kind of face area, then that should hopefully break the horn, but it is going to take a little while. Where are you coming down now? Over here. So with the Ostian repeaters, if I can ever actually say that right, I've got a couple of special attacks, one of which fires kind of like a heavy shot that you just saw. Another one just kind of throws a mine out. So the thing with Launerin is he doesn't really move an awful lot, but when he becomes enraged, which is this redness around him, he generates a shield around himself, which you have to break before you can attack him. So let's just throw the mine. Okay, just took a staggered step forward there, and I didn't really get to show you. So let's do the power shot. There we go. So then over on the right hand side, in the bottom right, we've got my item slots, including my grenades. I've got health tonics on the top. Oh, he's gone now. And then I've got my other tonics on the left and right. So basically, if I press left on the D-pad, that will activate my stamina tonic to give me some more stamina and decrease my stamina intake. If I press right on the D-pad, that'll give me my I think it's protection against damage for the next 3 hits or so. So there's somebody saying in the chat to aim for the tail. I do need the tail spike, but I also need this horn. Have a mine. There we go. So the mine itself, if you kind of set it up on the floor and kind of leave it until the behemoth steps on it, it charges up a little bit and does more damage. Whereas if you just throw it at them like I've been doing, it just explodes straight away. But since old Volomir here doesn't really move an awful lot, you can't really set it up so he'll step on it. There we go, I've completed some more of my mastery there as well. Come on, just break the horn. Alright. So there we go. Every now and again, I've been able to use my little health shield, which gives me a little bit of a bonus to my health. Getting a bit too close to his safety blanket there. I'm gonna have to fall back. There we go. There we go. And come on. Just break the horn. Break the horn. Activate my area of effect power. Come on. There we go, there's the horn off. That's the horn off. Alright. Now we'll come round and we'll start working on the tail. Let's get this tail off. Oh, I think they've already broken the tail as well. There we go, that's him down. Wonderful. So there we go, we should have got one of the tail spikes. Let's have a look, shall we? Oh, what? Okay, so the horn got broke, but we didn't actually pick it up by the looks of things between us, so we just got the unstable tail spike, which is a little bit of a shame because that's what I was aiming for, so I'll have to jump into another one of those. But I won't do that right now. In fact, I think I'm just going to call it a little bit there, just so I don't drone on too much about this game. What I will say is that every day there's what they call death marks, I believe, and there's 10 of them that appear randomly around the city. And if you find them, you get extra heart seekers, which levels up your hunter pass, which is always good. So the city itself is kind of fully explorable. If I just quickly run up here, there is a nice easy way to get up onto these roofs. There we go, and then we'll just get up onto this one as well. There we go. So this is pretty much, I think, the highest point you can actually get to. Unless I can get up there somehow, but I don't think I can. Or there. So there is still some more NPCs over there on the balcony. Can I point? Over there. Oh. Yeah, that's over that way. There, I think, maybe some more quests in the future and things like that. But for now, this has been Dauntless. I have been Launerin. Thank you very much for watching. Please do like, share and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.